Hey guys, Dino DVD. Let's talk about this movie for a minute, or let me talk about it anyway, and you can listen. This is Federico Fellini's La Strada. What a great film. You know, I've heard of it, certainly over the years, and really wanted to see it, and so I picked it up off of eBay, actually. I've been buying a lot of stuff off Barnes & Noble, but this one was off of eBay. I'm going to turn the sound a little bit for it, but make no mistake, this soundtrack that's playing in the background is part of the soundtrack for La Strada. And it's a wonderful soundtrack. It's playful. You know, the flutes and the piccolos, I think, is what you're hearing. But just a playful melody but yet he can also the same score can also be sad and kind of mournful. It really kind of runs the gamut. La Strada is a story of a young girl played by Federico Fellini's wife, whose name is Giulietta Messina, spelled with a G as opposed to a J, although you'll find it if you Google her name, you'll find it either way. Giulietta Messina. She is known by many as the female Charlie Chaplin, and you know, clearly she's got a very expressive face and very expressive eyes. And in this movie, she is sold to a character called Zampano. Zampano, played by Anthony Quinn, as only Anthony Quinn can play a character, is a rough and tough strong man who travels on kind of a three-wheeled motorcycle type thing, you know, covered with some sort of a tarp on the back so people can sleep in it, which he does as well. He travels across the countryside in Italy, putting on circuses, either joining up with a circus or just kind of going town to town and doing his strongman act, which is kind of chaining his self up across his chest and then breaking the chains in a very dramatic fashion by expanding his chest and you know, telling the faint of heart to look away in case there's blood, and so on and so forth. And he buys her from her family because they are destitute. And the father apparently has left the mother, and so they sell her to Zampano. And then he immediately tries to make her into like a co-performer, teaching her how to introduce him, and so on. They go on this on the road, La Strada, go on the road from one location to the other. She more than likely falling in love with him, although you'd wonder why. He beating her, treating her like a dog, and you know, he's the you know, the Jake LaMotta from Raging Bull, that kind of a character. You know, you can't get close to him because he hurts everyone who does, either through his words or his actions or both. But she still falls for him for whatever reason. It's hard to define. But she also falls for somebody called the Fool, played by Richard Basehart. He is more of a fun-loving character. He's a tightrope walker. Got a high, kind of whiny voice. Hey, I'm the fool! That kind of thing. Whereas, you know, Anthony Quinn is more down here. Hey, get over here! And so between the two of them, she finds herself. The fool is Zampano's rival. Just because the fool can't resist taunting him whenever he sees him and kind of getting his goat. You know, you ever meet somebody that you really just want to wind up because you can? Zampano is one of these types of guys. You know, he gets upset over the least little thing. He's, you know, gruff and grumbly all the time, and this guy, the fool, you know, just kind of plays him a little bit. Well, anyway, this story is their story. The story of the fool, the story of Zampano, and the story of Giulietta Messina's character, which is Gelsomina. And I don't even know who the main character is. I guess it's probably Anthony Quinn. You can make an argument that it's Gelsomina. You can make an argument that it's Zampano. But great movie. I really liked it. It's shot in black and white. It's you can either watch it with English. Of course, Anthony Quinn and Richard Basehart both speak English very well, so you can watch it subbed or dubbed, I should say, in English, with their voices, their actual voices, or you can watch it in Italian with English subtitles. I watched it in Italian because that's what I figured it was meant to be watched as. and loved it. I may go back and watch it. There's shown little snippets of it. Got a great introduction by Martin Scorsese, or Scorsese, depending on how you want to pronounce his name. But he, he's in this in the beginning. Gives a great video introduction. Talks about the first time he saw La Strada. By the way, this is 219 is the spine. I really like it. You know, you got like an off-white, like an eggshell almost here. You may not be able to tell with this lighting, it's so bright, but and of course you got the red clown nose, which she wore that type of an outfit or makeup throughout the movie. Some good extras. You know, you've got an autobiography, or not an autobiography. Well, yeah, it's an autobiography with clips from his Federico Fellini's life. It's said by Martin Scorsese in the beginning of his video introduction, that if you could only watch 2 films by Federico Fellini, you should watch La Strada and you should watch 8½, which is considered by many his masterpiece. But he's also made films like La Dolce Vita, which you may have heard of, Nights of Cabiria. So he's made other movies that are certainly worth watching, and she stars in Nights of Cabiria, does an outstanding job. I'll review that another time. But anyway, La Strada by Federico Fellini, for my money, great movie. Highly, highly recommend it. If you like simple tales, character studies, as opposed to intricate plots, this is your type of movie. If you're looking for an intricate plot with lots of twists and turns, not so much. Although certainly things happen in this movie, I won't give it away, but certainly major events happen in this movie. It's a relatively simple movie, with relatively simple, from a financial standpoint at least, with simple lives, and yet fairly complex people, insofar as their emotions and how they react to one another, and trying to understand them is not always the easiest thing to do. So, highly recommend La Strada. Pick it up, or check it out of your local library, maybe. I know you can get some Criterions at your library, so check it out. For me, I want to own it, but if you just want to see it, go to your local library. They have a lot of Criterions there. You may be able to rent it or just borrow it and watch it for free. I would say it's on the list of movies you ought to see. Take care, guys. Dina DVD.